Hey, it's Dr. Wolford from EHP CrossFit and Elevate Human Potential. We are going to debunk some myths today about calories and nutrition and food. So, first and foremost, a calorie in equals a calorie out. If it would be so simple, it would be super awesome. To say that you can go burn 600 calories in your workout and go and eat 600 calories of whatever you want and completely eradicate what you just did would seem very simple. However, our body doesn't physically work like that. Different foods have different hormonal responses on our body, and depending on those hormone levels, it'll depend upon how our body stores it. So if we have a lot of excess carbohydrates and we get a lot of sugar in the system, our body's job is to take that and we compartmentalize it and we store it as glycogen in the liver. Now, say you had a few cocktails with it and your liver is super busy detoxifying your body, it's not going to have time to do all the things it should do with those blood glucose levels to store it as glycogen because it's already busy detoxifying you. So if you do one thing bad and two things bad and three things bad in one night, your compounding effects, it's not just the calories you do take in, but it's how your body works with them. So then you have this extra blood glucose running around, and instead of putting it in the liver as glycogen for something that you could use later in an activity, your body is going to store it as fat. So unfortunately, a lot of carbohydrates are stored as fat because the liver isn't processing them the right way. So next, basal metabolic rate is stable. So if you all got your BIA done, which I hope you all did, and you know your body composition and your basal metabolic rate and your total daily expenditure, those are estimates. So just know that you are a living creature, and that's going to fluctuate. And it will fluctuate high and low if you're a female and you're going through your cycles. It's going to fluctuate higher or lower based on estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone levels, because it's all about hormones. It's not just about the food and the calories. So that is an example that's set based on that test that day. It could go higher or it could go lower. Just know that that's a relative baseline, but it never stays exactly the same. All right, we exert conscious control over calories in. Consciously, we can't do everything. Our hormones have a really big effect over us. Leptin is a hormone that tells us that we're full. And leptin is stimulated when you chew food. So if you're taking smoothies all the time or juicing, you might be getting in, theoretically, all those nutrients that you need, but you're not chewing, so you're not telling your body that you're satiated. And then this hormone ghrelin is going to kick in, and the ghrelin says, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So we don't have that conscious control. We have hormones in our body that regulate that. On top of this, 33% of all Americans are highly addicted to food. That's like an addiction like anything else. Then we have another 33% under that that's moderately addicted to food. And then we have 33% who's not addicted to food at all. So we don't always have a conscious control. And so that's why when we ask you guys to food prep and be prepared so that you have your meal set out for you, you're set. Because if you leave it up to your brain, you don't have conscious control over what you're going to do. Maybe you drive through a certain drive-through. But if you bake what you're supposed to eat at the right time of the day, you probably won't be hungry and want to do those things because you are controlling your leptin and your ghrelin. 4, fat stores are unrelated. So, unregulated. Sorry, fat stores are unregulated. You know what? Our fat stores are greedy. They actually want more and more and more. So when we have excess calories, our body doesn't like to expend them. It actually likes to take them, pull them in, and suck them in and keep them. They're greedy because they want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So they are not unregulated. Hormones all relate with that. 5, a calorie is a calorie. Like I kind of alluded to, a calorie in and a calorie out. This is very different. So if I eat an orange that is 80 calories and I eat cornflakes that are 80 calories, totally different hormonal response. They are both carbohydrates, but an orange is going to increase my insulin levels slightly and cornflakes is going to spike them slightly. So when my body's insulin levels spike, I'm going to store a lot more of that as fat, and because that's my body's response to different types of food. So a calorie is not a calorie. A calorie depends upon the hormonal response that goes into it. Hope you learned a little something about debunking some of these myths that you might think were true.